And I call Stuart McMillan to be followed by Polly McNeill. Mr McMillan, please.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Presiding Officer, I first of all welcome this debate and note the importance of the 1st of October as International Day of Older Persons. There will be a vast amount across the Chamber today that we will actually agree on, and I think thus far that certainly has been the case. But I would like to just touch upon one point that it might be a wee bit uncomfortable for basically for every single politician in the Chamber. And I think, and we do have to actually be honest with ourselves at times as well. Now, I read the helpful briefing from Inclusion Scotland, and there was one aspect of the briefing that was entitled Postcode Lottery. Now, I know postcode lottery is not in either the motion or any of the amendments today, but it struck me that at times in this chamber, when we hear the phrase of postcode lottery being used, it's been used thousands of times before and it will be used thousands of times in the future. But sometimes when we hear it, sometimes politicians, in my opinion, fail when they actually use that phraseology, because it's just a soundbite and just to attack or challenge somebody from a different party without paying any attention to the various factors which will actually affect that particular subject matter. Now, Alex Cole-Hamilton today, he touched upon regional variations, and which I agree with him on that particular point. And that there will be occasions where actually a postcode lottery from a national perspective is very much the right thing, but the regional variation that will happen in terms of service delivery, whatever that service may be, is extremely important. And a second point I want to touch upon is on the 15th of September, this chamber debated migration and care workers. And I quoted the National Records of Scotland 2017 population, demographic and census publication, where it touched upon Inverclyde. And the report stated, Inverclyde is projected to have an ageing population over the next 25 years with a projected increase of 38% for those aged 65 or over. In contrast, the working age population aged 16 to 64 years is projected to fall by 26% between 2014 and 2039. And also in comparing Inverclyde to Midlothian, which the NRS have got in terms of households between 2001 and 2019, my area has decreased by 0.6%, whilst Midlothian has increased by 23.9%. Now, most of these people will be younger and also of a working age. The reason why I'm touching upon this again is because I welcome the fact that the Migration Advisory Committee yesterday now appears to have done a U-turn on the issue of the shortage occupation list. When the Migration Advisory Committee came to this Parliament and spoke to the Culture, Tourism, Europe External Affairs Committee on the 1st of November 2018, they basically had no concept whatsoever of how important social care actually is to Scotland. And I'm going to two quotes from that particular day. The first one, and this is from this is Professor Manning, who is the chair of MAC. The first quote, our view is that there are plenty of domestic workers, current residents, who are capable of working in the social care sector. And secondly, social care faces some very serious problems, and the MAC is not convinced that migration is the solution. Presiding Officer, I wanted to get that on the record again, because the fact that they have done a U-turn, and the fact this chamber today is debating this issue again in a very serious way, because no matter what the review is going to recommend, whatever happens going forward, there is still that short-term aspect of us in this Parliament to ensure that there are enough people working in the social care sector to look after our older population. Presiding Officer, this independent review of the adult social care has been spoken about, and I welcome the fact the review is happening. And these facilities are not just a care facility, but they're somebody's home. Somebody lives in these facilities. And it's therefore important that they're well run, they're well staffed, and also well funded, because that will provide the reassurances for family members. And my community is well served by care homes, and I rarely receive any complaints about service provision. And I would like others, pay tribute to all the care workers across Scotland, but particularly those in my constituency. However, it's important that we always strive to improve any service delivery for our older citizens. They deserve that. Now, this review is going to be wide-ranging. It's going to consider a whole aspect of things, particularly about how to achieve the high standards of support for the independence and well-being of people who use adult care support. And it's aimed to build upon Scotland's long-standing commitments to improving adult social care provision and to ensuring social care is effectively integrated with health services. Now, like others, I could go on, but I am conscious of time. Presiding Officer, since the start of this pandemic, the priority has been to save people's lives wherever they are. And all decisions on the COVID-19 response have been guided by the scientific advice that was available at the time. And I think that this debate and this discussion about the future of care homes is crucial, and it can certainly help to set that example of the type of the ambition that we actually have for the country, and also the type of country that we actually want to have for our older citizens. Thank you very much.